Jim Jones just exposed Kanye West on his new interview with Angela Yee. And let's just say, based off of what he said, they might need to fight. Soon as I seen Jim Jones and Ye around each other, I knew that this wouldn't last. It's too much ego in one room. You got Jim Jones, who think he's the biggest blood in the world, and you got Ye, who just feel like he's the biggest human in the world. Now, when the interview started, I wanted to know, like y'all wanted to know, what happened with the Ye situation, and Jim Jones addressed it like this.
I looked up and Kanye was like, Jones.
I know. And
Damn. Well, how did that happen?
Damn. Kanye's a dope person. Let's not take that away. He has everybody has their shit they going through. He's obviously always going through the most. Japan was a great trip for me. Call me. End up going out there. Everything I've done with Kanye has been on my dime. So let's not get this. I paid upwards of $50,000 to get to Japan and back and shit. But boy got a little screws loose and shit like that. And obviously, from the things that he been talking about, I do see that he needs attention. Like he seems to want the most attention in the world. You know what I mean? If he's not the person that's talked about, then he's talking about everybody else so people can talk about him. You know what I mean? Like he wants to be, from what I can see, is the most famous person in the universe at all times.
I feel like he's always said that.
On the wake up. You know?
That's funny, Jim Jones, because I feel like you try to be the most famous blood of all time. It's not a time that goes by when you're talking about what you've done in as far as gangster activities that it just has to go an extra mile. It's never a normal story that people can digest. With you, it's like an extra gangster edge, and you always make that face so we believe it. But like I said, these two egos would clash for reasons like this. You know what I mean? The fact that he's saying this about Ye, and most people would say that about Jim, it just shows that, like, maybe they're both delusional.
Like he wasn't on the Cardi album.
Yeah.
Right, so that
swelled out on Cardi. You heard? Like,
Cardi, he said, pulled a gun on him.
I'm not in the news today. I'm a sucker today. Like, I'm not.
Okay.
Sometimes you're going too far, though.
Like, yo, bro,
he could have kept that one, though.
Come on, Trilly.
Now, I gotta agree with Jim Jones. That Ye thing was too excessive. Like, ever since he said that, the words to that song just never left my mind. When I look at him, I'm just appalled at the fact that he actually made a song about his cousin. Everybody be honest in the comments. If you loved that song, right, I did. If you didn't like that song, right, hell nah in the comments. Thanks. But seriously, in 2025, I don't even think that'll get you canceled. Not Ye, anyway. I don't even think, coming out and all that even really matters in 2025. And Jimmy talked about that too.
Because that's the thing, right?
I don't knock nobody.
Yeah, but
that was
sucking the
wait, pause. Hey, yo, wow.
Oh my God.
But man, you heard but this is what I'm saying. It doesn't matter what this man seems to say. He's not going to go out the good graces of people. They don't care
it's
what he
the
say.
wildest thing that I've ever seen.
Don't do this to Kanye. You know how many people would have been canceled already? Like, out of here. We never even heard again from them. Not invited to no parties. No, we don't want you in here. Like, out of here.
Right.
Kaboom.
And he knows that, though. That's why he keep going.
He come out with KKK hoodie on, everything. I'm about to go buy one and see how that shit work for me.
No, it's not. Don't do it.
It's not.
That's what I'm saying.
Jimmy, I don't think you should do that. I really think you should not do that. You is not a billionaire. Like, at least Ye is a billionaire, and he got a lot of money, so he could just throw money away. You need to relax and chill. I don't think you reached that status, but that goes back to what I be talking about with that ego. You can't tell Jimmy that, though. Jimmy feel like he need to wear a whole red one that say Sue Whoop across the chest, you know what I'm saying, and be trying to walk in it. Now, you know that the interview was not going to go by without Jim Jones trying to do some type of gangster story that just sounds a little excessive. And his story kind of went like he's about to do something to Kanye.
So but we had our own back and forth. Nigga said he went to shoot the film with me. I said, cool.
What?
I said, I'm flying out to LA tomorrow. We can shoot the 31. That's terms where I'm from. We fight for 31 seconds. I'll kick your ass for 31 seconds. I'll hug you, and then I fly. He said, I got it on text. He said, no, I was just vetting. We don't have to do that.
So he texted you and
said, I will fight you. He said, I will fight you. I know it's not the best. I will fight you.
You would not have gotten no props for beating up Kanye.
Who think that Jimmy would just boop, bop, boop, bop, boop? Yay. I don't know about that. I really think that they would never really end up fighting because they would be talking about their ego too much. Along with Jim Jones' gangster stories, you know he got to get a little comical. Why did this man feel offended? Because Ye wanted to keep working and he wanted him to go back to his album. Does Jim Jones not know that his album just flopped and did about 2,000 on the first week? I don't think Ye was taking Jim Jones' rap career as serious as Jim Jones was.
He like, oh man, I'm like, yo, bro. And in my mind, I'm like, okay, I see what type of person this is. I'm out of here, but I'm like, yeah, we're not doing this. You heard? You just lost one. You heard? Because I'm the type of person that I will do everything I need to do for anybody. That's just how I am. But when you show me you're not willing to do anything for me, I can't fuck with you, Jack. You heard? And you knew my album was coming out. Nor did you say, oh, congratulations. Nor did you say, oh, let me post your shit up. Nor did you say anything that had to be
do with you
with my album.
So I wanted to know how Jim Jones' album did. It said Jim Jones' most recent album, At the Church Steps, has been released on Apple Music and shows steady growth in streams as well as reaching number 3 on Apple Music charts. The album debuted at number 18 on the Billboard 200 charts with the first week sales of 44,000. A recent post on Instagram states that the album is currently sitting at number 3 on Apple Music charts. Okay, the album also saw a 62% increase in U.S. streams from April 18th to 24th with 7 million streams. At the Church Steps was released on February 28th. Cameron, a fellow member of Dipset, claimed that the Jim Jones new project had 5.4 million streams so far in 2025, which equals 3,600 album equivalent units. Cameron and 50 will waste no time clowning those sales, as you see in this text message right here, and he actually broke down what it really added up to. Now, he's saying 874,000 last week, I guess, which was the first week. And then he's saying 5.4 million streams to date, and then 6.7 million all-time streaming, equivalent to 3,500 is insane. And then you got 50 Cent putting up the post clowning that as well. Jimmy, what now? All that for $5? So what is your view on this? Is Jim Jones right in this situation? And, Ye ain't help him, and he, had him at a disadvantage? Or is Ye right in the situation and feeling like technically he don't really even need Jim Jones? I think both of them got egos. I think it'll probably make more sense for them to do an album together and put all the attention on each other. But a lot of what Jimmy said, he needs to look in the mirror and realize it applies to himself. Now, at this part of the video, I want you guys to let me know what y'all feel. I've been talking the whole video, and if you got to this part, you were the reason why this video is getting pushed out into the algorithm. Now, I need like-minded people that are like you, that love giving your opinion. Make sure you drop your opinion in this video. Let me know what parts grabbed your attention. Subscribe and hit the top bell and get me to 70,000. I'll see you on the next one. I'm out of here. Say sorry to Cam Face. LOL.